Okay. First, I'd like to start off by thanking everyone for joining us today during this live discussion. Um, so last week when we received the surveys that you guys had sent out after Nate's live discussion talk, one of the topics that was requested to be viewed by you guys was why exercise. So today what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to talk about the benefits of exercise, how physical activity, whether it's structured exercise programming or your general daily activities like mowing your lawn, shoveling your driveway, walking around the grocery store, so on and so forth, can all have positive benefits towards both the mind and the body. So I went ahead and made a PowerPoint for you guys. So let me go ahead and bring that up here really quick. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's start by talking about why people exercise. So a lot of times body composition goals are usually at the forefront of why most people decide to begin exercising. The cosmetic changes that come to your overall physical appearance as a result of training, whether it be to lose weight, increase muscle mass, they're all positive. So seeing visual changes to your physique is incredibly gratifying. And it just goes to reinforce that the investment in time that you're spending in the gym is actually paying off. And the results are usually positive in the way that they also increase your self-esteem and increase body positivity. A lot of us might start exercising for sport-specific goals too. You're looking to improve your performance for activities or sports that you participate in. Maybe you're just looking to maximize overall strength in the gym. Reducing stress is another reason why a lot of people choose to begin exercising. It's a positive outlet to help alleviate your daily stresses. Your improvements in health, while others choose to begin exercise from a preventative standpoint, there's tons of correlations between exercise and risk reduction of developing a variety of diseases and negative health conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain forms of cancer. Obesity, high blood pressure, and osteoporosis are also on that list as well. Some other benefits too include that exercise can help in the improvement and management of a similar list of diseases and health conditions. Now, there are some obstacles that a lot of us face when it comes to regular exercise. Medical and orthopedic conditions, for one. A lot of us have general pre-existing fears of aggravating a pre-existing health condition or becoming re-injured from a previous injury. Bad experiences with training at the gym is usually another reason. Sometimes you might be training at a facility where maybe the atmosphere wasn't really conducive or more motivating to you. Maybe it was even intimidating. Maybe the gym wasn't really upkept very well. The equipment was bad. Maybe it was just unclean. The staff was maybe unhelpful. A lack of understanding of the physiological benefits to training. Perhaps your understanding of benefits of training are only to the short-term acute effects and not the long-term chronic benefits that you can benefit from as you age. Or maybe you just don't understand the benefits to exercise in general. There's also minimal or conflicting training knowledge that a lot of us can experience. And by that, I mean, there's no other field or industry that's plagued by so much confusing or conflicting recommendations regarding training. And what it ends up doing is it just leaves many of us just feeling completely bewildered and confused. So navigating the sea of fitness articles out there, resources, YouTube videos, and advices you hear can be overwhelming to the point that many of us just want to avoid exercise altogether. And then, of course, time constraints. Our work schedules, time with your family and friends, or even self-imposed hurdles. Those can all contribute over time to why we can't become more physically active throughout the day. But all of these reasons contribute to a state of inactivity, resulting in a sedentary lifestyle. And the risks of being sedentary are far too great in terms of the negative health consequences. So believe it or not, being sedentary can become the single greatest detriment to your overall health. So much so that being sedentary is even a distinct cardiovascular risk factor by the American Heart Association, along with smoking, hypertension, and dyslipidemia. So if you notice from the list here, we have a couple different different comorbidities that go along with being physically inactive: osteoporosis, obesity, anxiety and depression, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, the risk of stroke, higher incidence of cancers, type 2 diabetes, and overall reduced physical capacity. Now, aging is another one. Why bring up aging? Well, it's important to bring up aging as it relates to exercise, because no matter who you are, we're all going to age. And as we age, we're going to undergo various physiological changes. And those physiological changes include atrophy, which is basically a loss in your muscle fiber size; sarcopenia, which is a decrease in the number of muscle fibers; osteopenia, which is bone loss; weaker bones, which increases the risk for fractures and can ultimately lead to the development of osteoporosis; neural atrophy, which is the loss of neural cells, and it's often the reason for the general decline in motor skills seen in older adults; connective tissue atrophy; and soft tissue dehydration. So all of these factors occur as a result of the normal aging process. But to what extent it affects our everyday lives depends on various factors, including genetics, your medical history, and your activity levels, which is actually a huge contributing factor. The great news is that many of the physiological changes associated with aging, they can actually be delayed through proper implementation of the fitness program. The strongest way to fight sarcopenia and other age-related changes is to keep your muscles active. So all types of exercise are beneficial, but some are going to be more so than others. So if you guys recall back from Nate's talk about a simplified approach to at-home fitness, Nate described 5 different unique components that go into making a fitness program. And he went through each of those: cardio endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. So again, if you guys wanted to revisit those videos, they are on our YouTube page. If you go to the YouTube page and you hit PNW Fitness, you should be able to find Nate's previous talk if you weren't able to attend. Ideally, a well-rounded program that you implement is going to have all of these components in there. And there is some carryover from some of these components to other areas. But determining where to begin and how much of each component to implement into your own training starts with a proper assessment to first ensure that the prescribed training aligns with your goals and it's appropriate for your current physical capacity and training experience. Also, you want to make sure that whatever mode of training you're deciding to select, it addresses any current or medical orthopedic issues that you might have at the time of beginning your training. Okay. So the benefits of exercise is medicine. And I like that term that ACSM put out, and it was actually to discuss one of the programs that they implemented. Exercise, as a matter of fact, it's probably the cheapest form of preventative medicine that you can invest in your own self. Being physically active has numerous benefits, and those include improvements to your cardiovascular function, because you're strengthening your heart, you're helping to keep the arteries clear. You're reducing risk factors in cardiovascular disease. And more importantly, you're also helping to manage chronic conditions associated with cardiovascular disease by continuing to exercise. There's a decrease in morbidity and mortality that we see with engaging in physical activity. There's tons of studies out there that show that people who participate in regular exercise live longer than those who don't regularly exercise. They may also have a lower risk of dying of all causes, such as heart disease and certain forms of cancer. Oh, sorry about that. We also see an improved mental state. Exercise can improve your overall mood. Aerobic exercise may even ease depression symptoms and the tension associated with anxiety. It can improve your sleep quality, enhance performance and body composition, and improve your overall function throughout the day. So getting started. So when it comes to physical activity, ultimately you want to first begin with some SMART goals. And by SMART goals, we refer to them as being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. The next step is then to develop a plan. So if you have questions or need assistance, our staff is here to help you in developing a customized program which meets your needs. At the end of the day, the modality of training you select, while it should be challenging, it should be fun to some extent. If you enjoy what you're doing, you're more likely to continue to adhering to the program. So what's the best plan that I can do? The best plan that you can do is really the one that you can follow consistently. And once you have that plan, remember to follow the plan, but remember it's okay to stay flexible. It is important to have a plan, and it should be progressive in nature, but know that it is okay to deviate from it from time to time, and doing so will not completely derail your progress. And tell someone about your goals. Studies show that you're more successful if you tell someone you trust to help keep you accountable. And finally, if you have any questions along the way or need assistance, again, we're always here to assist you guys if you have any questions on developing an at-home program that you're looking to follow if you don't have access to any sort of exercise pieces of equipment. So I went ahead and included our email addresses here at the bottom of the PowerPoint slides. Okay. So thank you guys for attending our live discussion on the benefits of exercise. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. And if you guys have any quick questions for me, go ahead and let me know.